UFO whistleblower Jake Barber says that he is going to summon a UFO before the new director of AARO. Let's talk about it. And get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, this would be incredible if this actually happened. Can you imagine John Kozlowski being present for this elevated CE5 or whatever we're calling it that Jake is doing with these trained psionics that are bringing in these UFOs? How could AARO deny the UFO phenomenon if that happened? Or would they tell us? Maybe they would just say, hey, we saw something, we can't say what it was, kind of like Gary Nolan did. But it would sure be interesting. And what if it was more than that? What if they caught something really, really interesting on camera if that happened? But yeah, anyway, here's Jake talking about it.
Since we've left the program and reorganized and are now working with AARO, I can make the egg show up. And we have. And we've demonstrated it post-program. And we did it in August.
Oh my God.
In broad daylight.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can summon the egg?
Yes, we can summon the egg.
That is absurd.
It seems absurd, but we've tracked it in broad daylight, the egg, moving at 10,000 miles per hour.
Wow.
So based on range. And it comes when at a precise timing, when we've asked for. We're doing demonstrations for the new director of AARO. They're fully privy. They've seen our videos. They've seen our data and our report.
And AARO is the All-Domain Anomaly
Resolutions Office. Yeah. We have classes of UAP. There's a number of classes and categories that we.
Anyway, so then he goes on talking about the classes of UAP. He has previously, or in that same video, he talks about his relationship with Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the previous and first director of AARO. It sounds like things are going better with Kozlowski than with Kirkpatrick.
This issue was brought up to the entire incident was brought up with my corroborations and my additional information was presented to Sean Kirkpatrick's version of AARO. He patently denied it and wrote it off as anti-interesting, and there was no evidence. And I know for a fact that Sean Kirkpatrick has admitted outside of the office of AARO directly to members of the Senate Intelligence Committee that it did in fact happen exactly as reported by Michael Herrera and with my additions.
Yeah, can you imagine that? The lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick saying Jake's story is not interesting. Not interesting enough to follow up on, but privately, apparently he was doing other things and saying other things. Not a surprise from the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick. But will John Kozlowski, the new director of AARO, be any different? I haven't seen much signs for optimism. I know some people are way more encouraged about Kozlowski, and he does seem better, at least incrementally, than Kirkpatrick, but he has gone on record saying AARO has detected no signs of advanced or exotic technology. That to me is a blanket denial of something that's very obvious. So I'm not encouraged by Kozlowski, but I would love to be proven wrong. And if he is brought into this elevated CE5 or whatever we're calling it, where Jake and his team with Skywatcher are bringing in these UFOs, and Kozlowski was there and it was all caught on video, and this object descended from the ground and maybe even set down on the ground. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. That is not a typical CE5 experience. But very exciting, the possibilities that are out there for the director of the Pentagon's UFO outfit that we know about, actually attending a CE5 that has reliable and repeatable results. However, it is, worth noting that this is the kind of thing that they've been getting. You can see the egg, but Jake says this thing was going between 3,000 and 9,000 miles per hour, and that we should consider ourselves lucky that they had sophisticated enough cameras and equipment to get this thing on camera. And hey, I'm grateful to him. He got the egg. It's really interesting that they are getting eggs in their CE5s. I'm just going to call it CE5 because during normal CE5 you can get all manner of different objects. You can get saucers, you can get cigars, you can get beings that show up. You can have metaphysical experiences. There's no limit on the possibilities within CE5. So why is it that Jake and his team are getting the egg, as they call it? They call it the egg, as if there's just one object. But clearly this is a category of UFO, and they're just calling it the egg, but they are getting it. However, the quality of the images are like that. Now, your run-of-the-mill CE5, just your average CE5, is likely to get better images than this. It probably won't be in daytime. You're more likely to be doing it at night. But yeah, your average CE5 will probably get more exciting phenomenon than an object that's going 3,000 to 9,000 miles per hour that can only be, glimpsed as this fuzzy little image. Of course, in your average CE5, you're not going to have the technology to get that on camera, but you'll be able to get whatever shows up on camera. And it may be spectacular, maybe unspectacular. Sometimes they're just lights in the sky that don't show up on Flight Tracker. But sometimes they're more dramatic, and sometimes beings will show up and all sorts of stuff that happens. Every time my group has done CE5, or I guess I've done it with a couple of different groups now, we've had something happen. And, it hangs around in the sky for longer than this object apparently did. So I think that's really interesting that they're getting, first of all, the egg repeatedly, and second of all, that it's not sticking around. I find that really, really curious. But he does, give that one example of an object that was possibly preparing to set down before another object attacked it. Or something like that, a dogfight or something over whether the first object could make greater contact. So could his contact sessions be going awry? If they're going awry, we may not want to use that word, but could they be being interfered with? It definitely sounds like that as a possibility. So anyway, I just thought that was super exciting, guys, that the new director of AARO, John Kozlowski, could attend one of these psionic summoning, events where they're going to bring in the egg. What do you think? Will Kozlowski get to see the egg? If he does get to see the egg, will it be caught on camera? And what will he say about it? Is it a kite? Is it a seagull? What do you think Kozlowski is going to say? Will he, actually say, you know what? That's an exotic object. That's a damn UFO. AARO is now on the track of figuring out actual UFOs and not debunking them. You think so? What do you think could be the fruit of all of that? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Smash. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug in the merch store. See the link below. Become a channel member, if I can say it, maybe. Channel members are rock stars, and I really do appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Channel members also get to see videos sometimes hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.